ప్రస్తుతానికి అంతమంది అవ్వలేదు.
Very good morning, all of you. First of all, thank you very much for joining this particular session. If you may all, if possible, you may switch on your video so that we can see each other. Yeah. Great. So, please mute yourself. Don't do that. Otherwise, I'll be forced to mute you, which I do not want to do that. Yeah. Okay. So, we'll wait for 1-2 minutes for others also to join. And probably in 2 minutes, we will start this particular thing. In the meanwhile, people can just quickly drop in on the WhatsApp, on the chat, where you're joining from, which city you're joining from. If you can quickly put that message, it would be great. Yeah, which city you're all joining from. Kanpur, Ranchi, Jharkhand, okay. Kolhapur, Maharashtra, okay. Ahmedabad, Kolkata, Puluvendula, Navi Mumbai, Trivandrum. Fantastic. Yeah, brilliant. So, how many of you are joining the EV Masterclass session for the first time? Can you quickly type the first time, if at all you are joining for the first time, EV Masterclass session? And how many of you are aware of EV Masterclass? Okay, Shekhar is joining for the first time. Akshay is joining for the first time. Blessy is joining for the first time. Okay, brilliant. Very nice. So, before we begin, let me quickly give you a brief about what EV Masterclass and what we exactly do. How many of you agree that Indian EV industry is growing? If you agree, type yes. Okay. And let me also ask you another question. Do you know that Indian automotive industry is the third largest industry in the world? We are the third largest automotive industry in the world in terms of both value and volumes. Volume, so I'm sure we'll be number one, but overall value, we are third largest. Okay. And roughly how many years did it take for it to evolve to what it is right now? Close to 100 years? Yeah. Shiva, please mute yourself. Okay. Close to 100 years? Yeah. Now, what's happening is this automotive industry employs around 20 million people. How many people? 20 million people. Now, EV industry is the new revolution that is happening. Correct? Are you able to hear me? The ISTA people? Raise your hand. Very good. Now, look at this. The Indian auto industry employs 20 million people. EV is a new revolution. It is not a BS3 to BS4 or BS4 to BS6. It is a complete new paradigm shift, right? Never ever in the history of automobile, a battery was so important. Never ever in the history of a two-wheeler, there is a vehicle control unit or electronic control unit. Those are only reserved for four-wheelers. Never ever in the history of two-wheelers, or four-wheelers, we started using motors and motor controllers. Are you able to understand? So it is a complete paradigm shift, right? Not an incremental technology. So the Indian automotive industry, while it is employing 20 million people, it is not possible for these 20 million people to just directly come and then join EV industry. They need a lot of upskilling. Do you agree with me? That you cannot be a mechanic where with a hammer and a wrench you hit and then the vehicle starts. No, it cannot happen. Do you agree with me? If you agree, type yes. Yeah. Now let me ask you another question. The other question is, do you know how many jobs this EV industry is going to create by 2030? Close to 50 million jobs. Okay. And what was the promise made by our Prime Minister Shri Narendra Modi ji in COP26 years ago? He made a statement that by 2030, India will have 30% penetration of electric vehicles, and by 2070, India would be a net zero emission country. For India to be a net zero emission country, it is absolutely impossible. It is absolutely impossible to achieve that particular figure without having the automotive industry having completely converted into EVs. Are you here with me? Are you here with me so far? Yeah. So in a context like that, what we are trying to do right now is we are trying to understand that if 50 million engineers are required, you know how many engineers per annum India churns? 1.5 to 2 million. That's all, including ITI diploma, etc. So that means that there is a great opportunity. That means there is a great opportunity for everybody who is looking for good employment opportunities to upskill themselves, to really prepare themselves and make themselves relevant to this EV industry. EV Masterclass exactly does the same. We do it through multiple programs. We collaborate with the governments and then we set up centers of excellence like the one you see right now. We have students joining from Pulivendula, Kadapa. Then we also have centers of excellence set up for the companies, and we run those centers of excellence on behalf of the EV companies. We also have short-term programs, 60 hours, 100 hours programs, such as power electronics engineer, embedded firmware engineer, design engineer, entrepreneurs, EV entrepreneurs, etc. This is for people who cannot stay in the hostels, but they want to have the comfort of working and studying at the same time, learn this in a hybrid live mode. We also have these programs, and majority of our programs are certified by world's largest incubator called T-Hub, the India's best university called IIT Madras, etc. So this is what EV Masterclass actually does. As part of our movement, or as part of our efforts, we also have mentors. Who are mentors? Mentors are generally the industry leaders, the CXOs of the companies, who have been playing a very significant role in leading the EV revolution forward. Now, in a context like this, today with us, we have a very, very important, I would say, person, a very, very important mentor, a very important stakeholder who has been playing a fantastic role, in positioning and pushing the e-mobility or electric mobility revolution forward. And with this, let me welcome Mr. Shubham Mishra, the founder CEO of Battery OK Technology, which is otherwise also called as the EV Doctor. Now, let me talk to you, or let me give you a very, very brief introduction about Mr. Shubham Mishra. Mr. Shubham Mishra has completed his Masters of Technology from the Indian Institute of Infrastructure Technology Research and Management, IIT RAM, and he did his Executive MBA from Indian Institute of Management, Ahmedabad. Now, after this, he also had the opportunity to work with multiple other companies such as Gensol, etc., as a design engineer. And since 2019, he is working on his startup called Battery OK Technologies. Now, what is Battery OK Technologies is into? Battery OK Technologies, which was born in 2019 as e-Vega Mobility Labs, named after the Sanskrit word called Vega, which means velocity. It started with a rebellious spirit and a lofty objective to make user-friendly EV products. e-Vega has built one-of-a-kind solution named EV Doctor for easy electric vehicle diagnostics, leaving no stone unturned for easy and reliable support to users, resulting in seamless EV transition. Apart from building EV Doctor, Mr. Shubham Mishra also has the passion to inspire and encourage the youth of this country to consider the less path traveled called the path of entrepreneurship, especially in the emerging technology called EVs. At the same time, participate in upskilling and reskilling the EV talent. With this, let me welcome Mr. Shubham Mishra, founder CEO of Battery OK Technologies, the former e-Vega, and then the inventor of the product, which is EV Doctor. So to quickly give you a context, Mr. Shubham, while you only see around probably around 30 people or 20 people here on the screen, if you look at, there is a screen, there are around 60 to 70 students who are sitting there and listening to you all from one room. Basically, you know, this is the Center of Excellence, which was inaugurated by none other than the Honorable Chief Minister of Andhra Pradesh, Shri Y.S. Jagan Mohan Reddy Garu. And we have students from two batches sitting here. One batch of students are equipping or training themselves as lead service technician engineers. And then the other batch of students are training themselves as product design engineers. With a context like this, Mr. Shubham, we are very much thrilled and we look in a lot of anticipation to hear and understand what it is about batteries, what it is to diagnose batteries, what does it mean? Because batteries form the important component of EVs, either from a safety perspective or from a cost perspective. With this, handing over all of this to Mr. Shubham Mishra. Please take it over. Are you muted, Mr. Shubham? We are not able to hear you. No, not yet. Yes. Yeah, now it is better. But your voice is not clear, Shubham. Your voice is not clear.
Okay, let me check it again.
Your voice is not clear. పిల్లలు శుభం మిశ్రా సార్కి తెలుగు రాదు కాబట్టి మీరు మాకు తెలుగులో చెప్పలేదు సార్ అని గొడవ పెట్టకండి, అర్థం చేసుకోవడానికి ప్రయత్నించండి. అర్థం కాకపోతే క్లాస్ అంతా అయ్యాక మీ శాంతం సార్నో గోపి సార్నో లేకపోతే మీ ఫ్రెండ్స్నో అడగండి. వాట్ ఈస్ ఇంపార్టెంట్ ఈస్ ఫర్ యూ టు లర్న్. ఓకేనా? ఎస్, ఏదో ఒక మంచి నవ్వు చూడొచ్చా అందరి మొహాల్లో? కోపంగా ఉన్నారేంది? వెరీ వెరీ గుడ్. We'll wait for Shubham to come.
Hello, am I audible now?
You are audible. You are absolutely audible.
Okay. Yes. So
Is your video also on? Yes.
Yeah.
Also on. You are audible.
Okay.
All set. All to you.
Okay.
You are being made co-host. You can share your screen. We are all eagerly waiting to learn from you, Shubham.
Thanks a lot, Rajiv ji. I think as I am audible now, we can start the session. And what about the Q&A? Like we will be having it like
Towards the end.
Towards the end. Okay.
Yes.
Yeah. So I'll directly.
Meanwhile, all your questions, please put them in the chat box. We will be curating and asking Mr. Shubham.
Yeah. That will be better. Yeah. Done.
So, Mr. Shubham, just to tell you, we have people joining from Maharashtra, Kolhapur, Gujarat, Ahmedabad, Trivandrum, from Kerala, Navi Mumbai, Ranchi, all across the country.
Yeah. Thanks a lot, everyone, for joining, and I'll make sure that it will be worthwhile for you to get the insights and updates regarding the EV industry. I'll also make sure that you learn a lot, you make your own ventures, you solve your own problems related to EVs and batteries. And now I'm sharing the screen, right? It is visible, right?
Yeah, we can see the whole galaxy in your laptop.
Yeah. Thanks a lot. Okay, so we'll be covering all the things right from the development to the diagnostics. Okay, let us start with the history of batteries. Firstly, the term battery was coined by none other than Benjamin Franklin, sir, who was also president of US previously. Firstly, we got lead acid battery in 1859, and it was mainly used for getting the small auxiliaries run, normal small lights, normal small appliances which were operated on lead acid batteries at that time. Then nickel cadmium batteries came and they replaced them because of higher energy density. In 1990, commercialization of nickel metal hydride started because they had the size advantage, having more higher energy density as compared to nickel cadmium ones. In 1992, although in 1988 the lithium battery technology was already invented, in 1992 the first commercialization was started. Then came various versions of lithium battery technology, where we can see that lithium polymer ones were started in 1999 for getting the consumer electronics and portable electronics working. Okay. Recently, in 2005, if we consider the context of a century, then you can see that LFP batteries are the latest ones, although there has been several breakthroughs and incremental improvements on the lithium battery side. LFP is the most commercially accepted one. Okay, so you can definitely count on it on the safety side, on the uh, various purpose side, or you can say that they are the versatile ones who can act as a simple and obvious battery choice for any type of electronics you want. Okay, here also the history is shown, naming the key scientists behind the lithium battery discovery or invention. Whittingham was the first one, Stanley Whittingham sir, along with Yoshino sir and Goodenough sir. He started working on the intercalation of battery chemistry, considering lithium as the key cathode material. Well, lithium and batteries or lithium chemistry batteries and its types. Here we are starting it. First one is the NMC type. They are typically called lithium ion batteries. Okay, so if someone is saying lithium ion batteries, then they mean NMC batteries only. They enjoy a good amount of energy density, around 1000 to 2000 cycles, you can see, and the level of safety is very low as compared to the lithium iron phosphate, which are the most adaptable ones. Lithium iron phosphate are the ones which have higher safety because of higher tolerance to higher temperature, and they also have higher cycle life. So around 2000 to 3000 cycles can be expected from lithium iron phosphate batteries. Moving ahead, you can see lithium manganese oxide. They are used in small form factors in power tools, medical devices, and mild EVs like forklifts and all. In laptops, cameras, mobile phones, consumer electronic products, you can see lithium cobalt oxide or various version of lithium cobalt oxide in lithium polymer form. They also have a good number of cycles as compared to the lithium uh, alternatives, but they have one disadvantage of having average energy density as compared to the other ones. The latest one is lithium titanate or lithium titanium oxide batteries, where lithium titanate acts as a key cathode material, and they have a highest level of safety along with 3000 to 4000 cycles. So what is a cycle? Basically, it is a charge and a discharge for a battery. Okay, so putting it in layman terms so that you can understand it better. Now, what I've seen, what I've observed in the lithium battery industry in India, I'll be sharing some of the insights so that this session is worthwhile, and you can't find everything which is displayed here on the Google, okay, or on the Chat GPT or alternatives. Okay, here you can see the questions that should be asked while you are procuring or making any type of lithium ion battery. First one is warranty. As you can easily assume that the warranty is a must. You should know that what is the replaceable warranty and what is the serviceable warranty of that battery pack. So this helps in handling the batteries easier. Second thing is checking the battery dimensions. As per your requirement, you have to check the battery dimensions and make sure that it fits well and it doesn't affect the performance of your EV. Third one is what is the type of the battery that you are using, what is the form factor, what are the make of the cells they are using. Fourth is the number of cycles uh, that they are promising on the data sheet of the cells or the battery packs they will be providing. Cost per kilowatt hour is of the major concern, where you have to make sure that the cost matches your overall BOM and it also aligns with your company goals or the product goals. You need to know voltage and battery capacity also, so that you can make sure that it is perfectly aligning with the range and performance that you are promising to the user. Company certification and compliances like BIS, AIS 156, and various other compliances are there as per the international and national norms. You have to make sure that they need to be followed vigorously. IP rating of battery casing, you should know that at least IP67 should be there, where it is able to protect the battery against water and any soil or any dust particles that might enter into the battery pack alongside the connector route also. Service and replacement policy also, you need to know that what are the service and replacement policy that company follows, and that should benefit both of you for the exact win-win that you are promising. Here you can easily see the key prominent players in the LFP and NMC market, where you can see on the LFP side, LG Chem, NSS, Electrovaya, Stormcore, Panasonic, BYD, CATL, they are the key players of LFP. And on the NMC side, OneCharge, Navitas, Ensol, Environ, and other major companies are also working on the NMC chemistries as per the applications they want. The number of cycles for LFP will be easily 1.5 times at least to the NMC counterparts. So they promise higher life along with higher safety. But you can see the disadvantages or the trade-offs in the subsequent slides. Recently, we have heard about sodium-ion batteries and lithium-ion batteries and how they are compared. You can see that on the energy density side, the sodium-ion batteries are moderate, but on all the other aspects, be it safety or handling or on the temperature side or the materials which are used inside it, you can see that sodium-ion is a clear winner. But on the energy density side, if we are not promising so much, then the overall size of the battery will be higher, leading to some differences on the EV side or on the fitment side. Now we will start learning about how the battery packs are designed and why we are so obsessed with series parallel combinations. And there's a bit of noise coming from.
Please mute yourself. Let me mute all of them.
Yeah. So here you can see that why 18650 is the norm, or why it is called 18650.
You can unmute yourself.
Yeah. So the pace is fine, right?
Or the pace is absolutely fine. Perfect.
Okay. Okay. So here you can see that why 18650 is the norm and why it is called 18650. Because of the width on the both the sides, or you can say the width and the height of the cells which are typically used. Although there are other combinations as well, another cell sizes or form factors as well, but we will take a standard size so that it will make easier for us to understand what batteries are about and how we can make them. One thumb rule that we all should follow while designing or developing battery pack is for increasing the voltage. Even if you are not an electrical engineer or you don't know the basics of electrical side, or you don't know the key laws into the circuits and all, you should know that if you want to increase the voltage, you have to connect cells in series. And if you want to increase the capacity of the battery pack, then you have to connect the cells in parallel. Okay. So this is the rule of thumb that for increasing the voltage, you have to do the series arrangement. For increasing the capacity, you have to do the parallel arrangement. Second thing is, if you want to increase the range, you have to focus on capacity. If you want to increase the pickup of or performance, you have to increase the voltage. Okay, for increasing the voltage, series. For increasing the capacity, you have to focus on the parallels. For increasing the capacity or the range of the EV, you have to focus on the putting the cells in parallel. Okay, so for higher range, parallel. For higher pickup or performance, you have to focus on voltage. Here you can see on the left side, two cells are connected in parallel. So 2P, and each parallel string is having one cell. So that's why it is called 1S. For two series and two parallel, on the right side, you can see two series and two parallel which are connected together. Then simply by bunching them together, you can get a battery pack. This is the basic development cycle, but I'll go into the detailed one in the next slides. Okay. Now let us dive deeper into the battery pack side and how it is made. Okay. So first one is getting the cells. Once you get the cells, you need to check what are the voltage, capacity, and internal impedance of the cells. You should make sure that they are matching with each other. Otherwise, there will be imbalance issues on the next cycles. You have to group cells according to their voltage, capacity, and IR values. So this process is called cell sorting. Now we will be making the strings. Okay, so once the cells are sorted based on the voltage, capacity, and IR values, you have to start connecting them in series and parallel as per the specs you want. As we go further and we are connecting them in series and parallel form, you have to attach a slave BMS as per your requirement. So slave BMS is for the modules and master BMS is for the battery pack. Okay, what is BMS? BMS is a battery management system. It is simply an electronic module for providing the protection, for getting the monitoring, and for getting the balancing right for the battery pack. Okay, so that cells don't mismanage themselves. So this is the basic fundamental definition of a battery pack management system. So that is battery management system, BMS. Now you have to check the module. So once the module is made along with the slave BMS, you have to test the module. You have to make sure that the voltage capacity you intended for is coming or not. Now you have to stack the modules in series and parallel combination so that you can make a bigger battery pack, and then you have to put it inside an enclosure which should follow the IP ratings. On the final side, you can see as per your quality standards, you have to follow the FIFO or LIFO method for testing the overall battery pack. Putting it inside the enclosure, you have to also make sure that you are checking it for the ambient parameters also, like temperature and pressure mainly. Here you can see that as cells come, you have to make sure that the surface of the cells are sharp or clean. CCD tester is used for the initial spectroscopy of the cells. Then welding and soldering is done so that you can make sure that the battery packs that you are thinking of making is manufacturing in the same process as you intended. As we move forward, you can see that on the BMS side, you have to make sure that the BMS is getting the QC checked as well. As per your requirement, you have to weld the wires on the proper terminals, making sure that the voltage and current you wanted are coming fine. As we move forward, you have to put the BMS, you have to wrap it with the PVC film so that it can fit the inside the enclosure of IP67 rating, and you can avoid some external condition or any external parameters that can affect the battery pack when it is getting handled or used. Once the housing is done and you have tested it, you have to make sure that you need to check the battery on the aging perspective also. If the quality of cells is not well, or any components are loose, or any components quality is not matching as per your requirement, then you have to make sure that it is matching it. Labeling, packing, and shipment are the before dispatch parameters that you have to follow for designing the battery pack in proper manner. Recently, BYD battery came with the name of plate batteries, and Teslas in China are already using that. So why are they using that? That is shown here. I know it is an exception to the previous topic, but how it is different is it is a breakthrough, and why you need to know this. Okay. First thing is, here the cells are placed equally with some space, so that even if there is a small short circuit or anything like that which happens inside the battery, or mishandling or any type of parameters which might affect the key components of the battery pack, then it is having the advantage of high spacing, which enables it for easy heat dissipation, and it lowers the chances of short circuits as well. In this blade batteries, they have utilized the concept of intercalation very fairly, so that if even if there is any leakage or any short circuit inside the cells or modules, no oxygen is released. So there won't be any chain reaction for increasing the thermal runaway chances. As we are having more space, the volumetric energy density will be higher. So that will optimize the space for the battery pack. Although it will have the disadvantage of higher space, but it will suit very fine for the electric cars. It is having cycles of more than 3,000, and it claims to have 1.2 million kilometers battery life. The cost is lower because of the chemistry or the material costs which are used inside these blade batteries. On the lower right side, you can see that in NMC batteries, the fire is very easy if any shortcomings occur. For LFP batteries, only the smokes come out, the flames and sharpnels won't come out that easily. Whereas on the blade batteries, no sharpnels, no smoke, and no flares will come out, even if it is getting defective. So that will give you some margin of error, or you can say higher chances of deploying it in your EV fleets or EV, uh, you can say, charging infrastructure, or wherever batteries are. Now we will directly jump into the segment of diagnosing the batteries, and why diagnosing is important, and what scope it holds for all the engineers and technicians around there. See, if you check any online platform and you ask for how to diagnose batteries, it will simply show that you need to check it with multimeter. You have to know the voltage, and as per that you can decide. It holds true for lead acid batteries, nickel metal hydride batteries, and alternative chemistries which are not complex ones. But for lithium, it is very difficult because there are high chances of the harmful accidents which might occur. So you have to make sure that safety should be your primary concern, and then only you have to make sure that you are diagnosing the batteries. Okay, so you should have fire extinguishers, safety gloves. You need to make sure that you're working on an insulated environment. You need to have mats here and there inside your workshop, so that you can make sure that no short circuits could harm the humans around there. Okay. So first thing which I want to say is, make sure that you have utmost safety and highest precautions that you can take. Don't take it as a hobby or a project or anything like that. Lithium batteries are really dangerous, and our team has been working on lithium ion batteries and the fires from last 4 to 5 years. So we have faced a lot of difficulties on our end also. So I'm making sure that you also stay safe, and you should make sure that uh, it should not just protect you, but your resources as well. So let us start with the topic of diagnosing batteries. First one is visual inspection. So you can easily see that if there is any moisture or any physical damage, any bruises or anything which seems to be harmful for you or your environment, then you have to make sure that you are putting your battery in a safe uh, environment or on the ground where there are no humans or resources which belong to you or anyone else. You have to check basic uh, parameters like connections, the wiring, or any signs of overheating. If you have seen that it is heating on the one side and you can directly feel it on the palm, then also you have to make sure that visual inspection is fine. Another form of visual inspection is you have sophisticated tools like spectroscopes. You have thermal imaging cameras as well, so that it will help you in the visual inspection process in more aided manner. Second thing is you can check the battery pack with various technologies available in the market. Till date, in India and in the countries where EVs are adopted the most, in Nordic nations, in China, Europe, Japan, all of us are using CDC machines only for getting the battery test done, where the batteries are being charged and discharged for a longer period of time to get the capacity and voltage of the battery pack. We have replaced that with EV Doctor. So we have built this technology uh, indigenously, totally made in India, where we haven't even consulted any experts from outside. We have put our blood and sweat for getting the EV Doctor ready for the masses, so that it won't be limited to voltage and capacity only. You will be having the battery health on your fingertips. You will also know about what are the risk levels associated with the battery, along with other crucial parameters like the remaining useful life, the SOC, SOH, the capacity, the calendar life of the battery. So all the parameters which are crucial to the batteries will be covered inside EV Doctor Diagnostics. Okay, so coming back to the topic, we have to check the pack using any credible tool which is available in the market, so that it will be not just safe, but it will make sure that it is performing well. It should have higher longevity. It should have higher, you can say, comparative analytics as well. So if you have analytics in place, you will get the monitoring done in an easier manner. Third thing is you need to check the string voltages. So you have to see the strings consisting the cells in series, and you also have to check on the parallel side whether the capacity is coming good or not. So how it is done? You have to check the voltages of individual cells using multimeter on any voltmeter. If they are matching fine, then it is good. Otherwise, if they are not matching fine, the SOC imbalance will be there. For SOC imbalance problem, you need to have cell balancing equipment, so that you can put the cells again and they'll be graded again. So as we have discussed previously, the voltage, capacity, and IR are of crucial concern. You have to make sure that voltage, capacity, and IR are at place whenever you are testing or building battery packs. As I have said, you have to balance the cell so that the cell voltage, IR, and capacity are matching. Then you can pack it again and you can put it again in series and parallel arrangement for matching the specs that you have claimed or promised. If you don't have any balancing equipment, then you need to charge or discharge the cells individually, which might be difficult because it will require to despot the welding that we have done previously. You also need to check whether the surfaces are bruised or any problems related to fire or any electrical spark or anything which is which can be easily seen. That also you have to make sure while balancing the cells. So one more point I would like to add, that you have to check for the corrosion or the rusting of the cell surfaces as well. As the oxidation of the surfaces increases, the voltage decreases. Okay, so as there will be more rusting or more moisture on the cell surfaces, you will face the problems of deep discharge or water damage as well. Now, once the test is done, you have to make sure that the overall IR or the voltage is matching the original one. Do thermal test if required, because in many cases, even if the packing is done, even if it is put inside the enclosure, uh, one of the cells might not be behaving well because of the chemistry issues. Then you need to have thermal camera or anything which checks the temperature of all the cells or along the BMS side. Okay. You can use EV Doctor or equivalent systems for getting the test done again once the battery is ready. One major point, and I have put it in bold because it is of major concern. Even if you are checking it yourself or consulting any battery key technician or key mechanic, you have to make sure that you are following the guidelines of the manufacturers. Okay, be it EV manufacturer or battery pack manufacturer, you have to follow the guidelines or the documentation that has been prescribed to you previously. You can also see the data sheet of the cells that has been used before, so that the voltage and capacity that you are measuring should match fine what you have claimed. Now coming to the hot topic, as we are nearing the human extinction part, and why whatever we hear about lithium-ion batteries, and whenever we hear about lithium-ion batteries, we think of fire and major accidents and many videos that are floating around to get some engagements on social media and all.
Yeah, please go ahead.
Yeah. So here you can see that what are the key reasons for the growth of lithium-ion batteries. First one is higher energy density. You can see that first one, as we have discussed earlier, also lead acid, nickel cadmium, nickel metal hydride, and lithium ion. Okay, and in on the lithium ion space, it is not just limited to lithium ion batteries. It is all the chemistries which are having lithium on the cathode material space. Second thing is most charge discharge cycles on the lithium ion or any lithium chemistry batteries. You can have higher charge discharge cycles. All of them have at least 1000 to 1500 cycles if the quality is right. Third is they have a low self discharge rate. Suppose you are putting a lithium ion battery into your EV today, and after a month you are putting it in a storage room without getting connected to an EV. You are measuring the voltage. After 2 years, if you are measuring the voltage, then maximum you will get a difference of 5 to 10% of the overall voltage or the nominal voltage. But on the lead acid, nickel cadmium, and nickel metal hydride, you can have different and unpredictable self discharge rates. As we move further through years and gradually, you can see that there will be jaw dropping prices on the lithium battery front because of the obvious reason of economies of scale, and more reserves are being found, and people are getting more accountable on finding the lithium reserves and ores and all. So the economies will directly favor to the lithium battery chemistries. First thing, now coming to the cons. First thing is flammable electrolyte. Lithium is the second highest reactive metal. Uh, Second highest reactive, not just metal, the element on the periodic table. Okay, helium is a noble gas, but for starting with hydrogen, that is being mainly uh, associated with nuclear fission and fusion. Then comes lithium. So the energy density is the best, but it comes with its own con of the flammable electrolytes, or even after intercalation of lithium chemistries, the flammable electrolytes remain intact. That's why increasing the chances of fire. Second thing is it needs external monitoring and extra monitoring as well. Right now, most of the EV OEMs in India are directly purchasing the BMS and making it smart, following to the compliances, but the architecture remains Chinese only, right? So only few OEMs are working on the architectural part, and even if they are working on it, they sometimes forget that 50 to 60% of the EV's cost is of batteries. So we need to put more R&D and more efforts to make sure that the batteries are monitored and handled well. Third thing is, even after so much promises on the economies of scale side, they are still expensive because we are first point is because we are importing it, and there are a lot of traders and middlemen in between, so that we have to suffer on the cost side if we are not dealing with higher number of MOQs. Fourth is, technology is yet to mature. So here I am not just talking about the technology. Suppose we take the example of lift or an elevator. Initially, it was also risky. Okay, so it not just uh, not just on the safety perspective, but people were not used to it. So the usage behavior was also taking a shift on the mentality. Okay, so at that time, some of the engineers and technologists came up with an idea of putting mirror inside the lift. Okay, so that helps in getting the behavior right. And in the on the lithium perspective or the battery perspective, if you see the battery swapping technology that was initially developed by some Israeli researchers and scientists. It is a simple layman technique, but it helps a lot of EV stakeholders in getting their business and technologies right. So not just technology, we have to change our mindset also for getting the maximum awareness possible. So even if you are not owning an EV and you are an enthusiast, you should promote EVs, or you should count for EVs in the long run. These news have been circulating for a lot of time. You might have seen in last 2 3 years, these news have came, and there were major reasons to it that I'll cover in the next slides. Here you can take a screenshot or a photo of it, where all the chemistries have been included, and as per your requirement, you can choose one. Talking about the safety, as we were going through, the lithium titanate oxide or lithium titanate batteries, they have the highest level of safety along with the lifetime. So if you are making a supercar or a hypercar based out of India, or you are making something innovative on the EV front, you can directly count on the lithium titanate chemistry. On the specific power side, you can count on LFP. On the specific energy side, also you can count on LFP, but the cost will be higher for the LFP front. Okay, so you can't count on cost side if you want LFP batteries. Diving deeper into specific energy and power, suppose you want longer range, then you will choose specific energy batteries. So the batteries with higher specific energy. Suppose you want higher power. So suppose you want the thrill of getting 0 to 100 kilometers per hour within few seconds, then you have to uh, orient your mindset towards specific power parameter. Now, coming back to the safety side or on the fire side, why it is happening and how can we avoid it? So, yeah, if even if you uh, see the diagnostics perspective, the worst thing that can happen to the lithium ion battery is fire. Okay, so this is what we have to avoid at all the cost, and That's why we need to know the causes behind it. First one is internal short circuit that can happen because of the cells, because of the accident, because of low quality components, because of the low quality electronic components, because of loose connectors. Second is external short circuit. Suppose you are having any glitch on the controller side or on the powertrain side, then also you might face external short circuit, which can lead to internal short circuit eventually. Third cause is overcharging and over discharging. In majority of the cases, overcharging was the problem in India. Okay, not high temperature exposure, but overcharging. Fourth one is high temperature exposure. The cells which are being made in China or Taiwan or any neighboring countries, wherever lithium batteries or cells are made, they have low tolerance ratio as compared to the standard ones like Panasonic, Samsung, or LG. That's why we need to suffer the low tolerance ratio of these cells. Last one is mechanical abuse. Suppose you are not handling it well, the packing is not well, the QC which was followed on the battery pack manufacturer side was not as per. Uh, so you have to face the consequences on that front also. The market. In the Indian perspective, how can we solve this? We can solve this by four different approaches. First one is design methods. We have to work a lot on the design methods. We can't just rely on the assembly line method and you can directly put the components as you want. We need to have structures and frameworks on the designing methods, or not just on the battery side, but also on the diagnostics or on the EV manufacturing side. Second thing is we need to have quality concerns. How can we increase more quality control methods, or we need to have key short quality control methods so that we can make sure that quality control is not boring thing. We have to make sure that quality control is a usual thing and you can easily pass over that. Third thing is lack of knowledge and skills. Here, Rajiv sir is already working very fine, training a lot, like thousands of engineers and technicians worldwide for getting the EV basics and fundamentals and advanced skills right. On the fourth thing, we can't control the external conditions, but we can control the batteries by checking it in different extreme conditions. Okay, so on the pressure or on the temperature or on the humidity, we can check the batteries and change the perspective of the battery knowledge around the industry. Here I have collected some data points where you can easily see that 33% of the times the vehicles were parked only. So all the videos that were being circulated, you can see that they were parked. Okay, so either there is a charging issue or a quality control issue. Okay. Second is most of them were in charging condition. Okay, so it might be a BMS failure. It might be a fundamental failure on the chemistry side. If you go deeper into the battery chemistry failure side, you will find that it is either due to lithium plating or dendrite formation. So explaining it easily, if any battery is having an electrolyte, then there is a formation of layer called solid interface electrolyte layer. Solid electrolyte interface layer that is being made inside an electrolyte. As the cell ages or the battery ages, the thickness of this layer increases. And once it gets brittle because of multiple partial charging issues and all, it gets broken. And as it gets broken, the thermal runaway starts. Okay, so that is the fundamental reason behind the thermal runaway, the SEI layer damage. Third is crash. So it almost combines all the problems because it does the external abuse also. It might affect the quality of the components also. So it almost includes all the parameters that might lead to fire. So these are the stages that you can easily find on the internet as well. That initially there is a dendrite formation which leads to overcharging, or there are some electronic failures which might lead to overcharging. Then you can see that there is a big current flowing there. Due to this, there will be SEI decompose, as I have already said. More current will lead to more temperature following the heat equation of I square RT. It will increase in almost exponential manner. As we go further, the cathode will decompose, which will lead to more oxygen release, and that will create a chain reaction of fire and flames everywhere. We have conducted some lithium-ion battery tests for attaining lithium, for getting the data of lithium-ion battery chemistries. We have put some thermocouples inside the lithium-ion battery pack. We have done the thermal runaway test, and during the test, we have found some interesting insights, which I'll share. On the right side, you can see the lithium battery which is burning. It is having a spec of 48 volt, so around 48 volt and 30 ampere hour. And on the left side, you can see the prototype version of EV Doctor, which was getting the data during the thermal runaway, so that we can
It's
also.
It's the white element, right? The white product.
Yeah. This white element.
Guys, this is an invention. This is an invention made by Mr. Shubham and his team, and it is revolutionizing the EV industry right now, and it is going to play a very, very significant role going forward. Please continue, Mr. Shubham.
Yeah, thanks a lot, sir. So the intent was to get the readings right, so that we can get the electrical equivalent parameters also while the thermal runaway is about to happen or is happening. We have done these tests in collaboration with IIT Gandhinagar, and I'm proudly saying that our device is getting taught in their curriculum as well. Okay, so it is included in their curriculum that how EV Doctor helps uh, in getting the things right for EV stakeholders. Here you can see that there was a sudden rise once you can see some smoke or flames coming out of the battery pack. Okay, so these are thermocouple readings only. Initially, you will get a black smoke, and you will get a good amount of fire or flame coming out within seconds. Okay, so you won't get a chance to get the precautions or the care once the black smoke comes out. Okay, so firstly the black smoke comes out, then whitish or grayish smoke will come out, and then flames and shrapnels will come out. They can directly damage humans. They can directly damage the surroundings, although it is not the case for LFP batteries, but for NMC batteries, which are the cheaper ones, and that's why widely accepted in our country. We have to make sure that the battery testing is done well, even if it is in the usage. Okay, one thing which is acting as an obstacle for EV industry is we are doing the quality control only before the dispatch. Okay, there is no test, no service, no direct diagnostics available once it is in the usage. Okay, so that is one of the primary concerns that I am having, so that we can solve this thermal runaway problem, and we can use EVs as we are using our devices right now for getting this session done. Here are the electrical parameters. So you can see on the left topmost part that there will be a sudden drop of voltage. Okay, as the battery approaches to the thermal runaway position, the voltage approaches to zero. Okay, and there will be a black smoke whenever the voltage comes around 4 to 5 volts, or from 0 to 10 volts, you can say from 0 to 10 volts, if the battery voltage comes around, then there are high chances that the battery is about to catch fire. Recently, I would like to share one anecdote. Recently, there was an EV dealer based out of Ahmedabad only. We checked it, we showed that the risk level is high. Still, he was not confident on the EV doctor because it is not an European product or a German or Japanese product. Okay, it is an Indian thing, so he thought that it is a frugal innovation only that you guys have made, or whatever assumptions there might be. After 3 days, there was a fire inside his showroom, and I have shared that video on LinkedIn as well. Uh, that will so he claimed the battery or the accident to the battery manufacturer or the EV OEM as well, but they have put their hands up and they are not taking any responsibility of the fire that has been there. Okay, so here you can see there were around 6 thermocouples. All of them are having sudden voltage, sudden thermal rises. All of them are behaving separately, differently. Okay, sorry. So you can't predict the temperature on one cell side, and you can infer that there will be uh, this kind of characteristics. So it is unpredictable only. That's why smart BMS don't work fine for any lithium ion battery pack, even after having the temperature sensors inside it. And they also need calibration time after time, which disables them for taking care of the batteries in a proper manner. So coming to the EV Doctor part, why we have made it and why everyone is using it. This is the basic interface of the EV Doctor app along with the IoT hardware that we have built. We have built specific advanced battery algorithms in place above extended Kalman filters. So that will help every EV stakeholder or every battery stakeholder for getting the test done, helping them to get the battery insights on the fingertips. Recently, we came up with the product of EV Doctor Pro as well, where we are able to estimate whether there is any moisture damage or any BMS damage or any charger damage. So that will help them to understand more about the battery and charger, helping them to take actionable measures in an efficient manner. Right now, CDC cyclers, I don't know why people are still using it. There are many misconceptions there. It is not data driven, it is not easy to use. You have to put one guy there to check the voltage, to write the voltage down, and to get the capacity only once the test is done. Around 10 to 12 hours it takes. It doesn't check health, it doesn't provide any idea about the health of the battery. There are high chances that even if you measure it with CDC machine, you will get the battery fire in the evening. It doesn't show anything about the water damage or the BMS status. It shows the capacity. That is the key feature that is being sold to various unaware EV stakeholders in India. The power consumed for getting a battery tested is around 1/10 of the original power of the battery. Okay, so that adds to the additional operational cost of the of maintaining a CDC machine. Whereas on the EV Doctor side, it does it all. It takes around 15 minutes only for getting the battery test done. And I have pessimistically written X in comparison to 10X for the power for usage thing. But it takes around 1/58th the power the CDC machine takes, because it is USB operated only. So it takes around 5 volts and 1 ampere for its operation, as compared to 220 volts and 15 amperes for the operation. And that is also for too long. This is the framework that is being followed on the scientific principle side. we are using our own software or own API for getting the battery test done. How it is done? We do the voltage profiling and DCIR test of the battery pack. At every second, we are getting the DCIR values and voltage profile values, helping us to categorize the batteries in proper manner. Third thing is we have used multiple ML algorithms starting from support vector machines to random forest. We have included it all so that we can get highest accuracy possible. It will help EV stakeholders in easy quality control, service, and repair. It will also help the recycling companies for getting the battery tests done. It will also help in reselling of the electric vehicles, which will be a huge opportunity for many of the stakeholders in next few years. So in this manner, EV doctor will be an obvious solution for any battery problem that you might have. Yeah, thanks a lot. I'm open for the questions, and if you have any doubts, I can go to the specific slide to clear it up.
Yeah. So, first of all, Mr. Shubham, thank you very, very much. I would say it's a phenomenal, insightful, engaging, and exciting presentation, right?
Thanks a lot. Thanks a lot.
Beauty is, while there are many CTOs who are very excellent at the work they do, okay, very few such leaders, the CEOs, can actually articulate and communicate. Let me appreciate you are a good teacher. Come on, from YSR, can we all clap to Shubham sir and then thank him? Yeah.
Thanks
Better,
a lot.
better. Yes. So I think that way you are blessed, man. Right? You are a good teacher. So we really appreciate that. And your invention, as you rightly mentioned, is nowhere less to any European or any Japanese or any US product. Innovation needs to be born out of India, and we really take inspiration from leaders like you, right? Who kind of give you the, I would say, who lead us in terms of the innovation in EV ecosystem. So there are a couple of questions. The first question is, okay, these are simple questions. Why, if LFP battery is less in density, and why is it used in larger vehicles? Was one question.
Okay. So the thing is, the obvious thing is because of higher safety and the number of cycles that it offers. Okay.
Yeah.
Compared to the NMC batteries, it also has higher weight. Okay, but still it is used in the bigger EVs because of the life cycle and safety.
Correct. In fact, the other answer is, see, in heavy vehicles, you have a lot of real estate. Now, when you have a lot of real estate, safety is paramount compared to energy density.
Correct.
So LFP has a great, I would say, optimistic balance between the energy density and safety compared to NMC. I think that is
correct. That is
one more question. Explain how EV doctor helps EV service maintenance businesses.
Yeah. So right now we have provided it to around 1,000 EV dealers across India. Okay, so they are already using it, and using EV doctor is a daily thing for them. Okay. How they are using it, what I have seen. So initially we thought that they will be using it for the service only. Whenever any vehicle comes for getting the service done, they'll be using it. But they have started their basic camps, basic health camps also, where they are charging a nominal fee for getting the battery test done, so that EV users are getting should get benefit from that. Apart from that, they are also using it while getting the deliveries ready. Okay, so if vehicles have arrived from the facility or from the manufacturer side, they are making sure that EV doctor is taking care of the QC from their end.
Okay, wonderful. So that means you're saying the inward, it all begins right from the inward QC testing, where EV doctor is used as the machine. Fantastic.
Yeah. So now we are acting as a benchmark for them, and they are fighting with their manufacturers for getting the batteries right. So that is a big win for us, because that will help accelerate the EV adoption in India.
Fantastic. Second thing is, EV Doctor only works for testing of EV packs and cells. Can we use EV Doctor for EV pack charge and discharge process also?
Yeah. You can use it for that also.
Okay, fantastic. So participants, we have we have run some polls, and we have also posted a review where you can share what at least two things that you learned from today's session, right? Would be of a great example. Okay, another question is how to do internship or how to work with EV Doctor.
Yeah, sure. So, we are looking forward to have Indian engineers and Indian uh, like, key people around us who can shape the future better. You can directly mail it to me, and it is open for all. Okay, I'll be looking forward to have conversation with you.
Yeah, or otherwise, Shubham, we also have around 30 engineers, right? A combination of ITIs, diplomas, I would say passing out of this particular YSR ISTA EV Center of Excellence. We will share some of their profiles with you.
Sure.
And if you like them, they'll be more than happy to work with EV Doctor. Do they have to relocate to Gujarat if that is the case? Or you have operations across the country?
We have operations across the country, and the online option is also there. So work
Brilliant.
from home. Yeah.
Brilliant. That's very nice. And to all the participants, I hope this session has added immense value to all of you. As I told you last time, EV Masterclass, we are very much focused upon building the capacity, capability, skills among the Indian engineers and Indian ecosystem. So very soon, we are starting new, I would say, batches, new cohorts. So the form is given in the chat, whichever program you like. For example, if you like power electronics engineer, if you like to be an embedded firmware engineer, if you like to be a design engineer, right? Whichever program you are interested to enroll, please fill in the form. Our team will get in touch with you. You will have an opportunity to receive a certificate either from T-Hub, the world's largest incubator, or from IT Madras in collaboration with EV Masterclass, right? So do not miss this opportunity. These certifications and these programs will help you, will come along with you throughout the lifetime. Even when you go to US, Europe, etc., for external opportunities and higher studies, international careers, these are going to help you, right? So please fill in this form, and our team will get in touch with you. The last question for the day is uh, how to check battery just by eye only.
Okay. So recently, Apple filed a patent regarding the swell detection. Okay,
Yeah.
so by eye only you can see the swelling. Okay, if there is swelling on the cell side, I know I'm speaking the obvious stuff here, but by checking the swelling, you can infer that the battery is bad.
Correct. And then the last, Prem Pratik has raised your hand. Yeah, Prem, tell me, you have some question, please put it in the chat box. And then the other question, where do we fill the form? The form is there, right? Okay, form. I'm sorry. Let me send that form. Yeah, sending you the form. Just a minute. Yeah, we have also sent the form in the chat box. Just a minute, so that, and we will help you. In fact, even in your internships, etc., we will coordinate with the EV Doctor and we help you out. Do not worry. And okay, so the last question is: can we use EV Doctor for balancing, cell balancing in LFP batteries? That's the last question.
No, sir, we can't use it for that
Obviously,
because
this is a diagnostics tool. Yeah. Cell balancing is a deeper subject for those. You will have to learn a little more for you to understand. So
Yeah.
I think with this, I do not want to further. It is very great that he has given 1.5 hours of time. Shubham, thank you so much for being very open in sharing your knowledge, and congratulations on such wonderful innovative product that you brought in, which Indian market as of now needs. In fact, I can also visualize that very soon you will be able to raise micro entrepreneurs who, by purchasing your product and gaining some basic fundamental understanding, they can go anywhere, right? On a service, on a call, they can get a call, they can go anywhere, fix up the batteries, diagnose the battery, and then even rectify the malfunctions. I think Fantastic job, Shubham. World's, I would say, yeah, we should all clap for him one more time. It's a great opportunity and privilege to have you with us. If possible, whenever you are in Hyderabad or in Andhra Pradesh, we would like to host you at our Pulivendula facility in Telangana. We have bright
Definitely.
youngsters, we have bright young men, women learning and investing their time, energy, efforts for almost 3 to 4 months in EV careers. So we would like to host you. Thank you very much once again. And for all of you, thank you for joining. And this is Rajiv YSR, your coach, your mentor, your friend, and your guide, signing off for today. Thank you very much. God bless you.
Thanks a lot, everyone. Thanks a lot.
Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Thank you.
Thank you.